Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 17th, 2025, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. We will start and go to the judge, Mrs. Maria Cerevini, who has requested financial information from President Milei. She is talking about the LIBRA currency, and from what we understand, she will also investigate the president and his sister. She has requested financial information, freezing assets, and ordering financial disclosures. So let's see what exactly has happened with this particular currency, and we from President Milei will go to the stablecoin legislation, which was passed by the Northern Mariana Islands, and essentially this part of America has bypassed the veto and can create its own stablecoin. So moving on from this development of stablecoins in America, we will move on to World Liberty Finance, which, for starters, from previous episodes of Crypto News, I had told you that World Liberty Finance is planning an airdrop, and those who had this particular coin would receive the stablecoin, the $1. So we learned that this vote passed with 99% positive votes. However, more than 40% of the positive votes were concentrated in just 5 wallets, which are the ones you see on your screens. The first wallet had 14% voting power, please. So we already know who will receive the most coins. Continuing, I will tell you that the World Liberty Finance stablecoin can now be found on many networks, thanks to the partnership it has made with Chainlink, which, through the CCIP protocol, can transfer these coins to many networks. Moving on to World Liberty Finance, I will tell you that there is a senator who is criticizing Mr. Trump's DeFi, criticizing it as seriously inadequate in its responses to the investigation. Let's say that earlier this month, a senator launched an investigation into whether the Trump family's crypto businesses have violated federal laws. And the senator tells us that there was a refusal by World Liberty Finance to answer even the most basic questions about President Trump's financial involvement with the company that raises serious concerns. This has raised serious concerns, and he went on to say that he will continue to demand transparency for the American people. So World Liberty Finance seems to be reluctant to answer some questions. However, they sent a letter. Essentially, World Liberty Finance's lawyers sent a letter to the senator who made the previous statement, saying that the call for an investigation into the cryptocurrency platform was based on baseless, false assumptions and inaccuracies. However, this particular letter to the senator did not specifically address any of the allegations he made, claiming that WLFI was too busy with development for oversight. And for our latest news on World Liberty Finance, we'll refer to Look and Chain, which reveals that World Liberty Finance purchased $3.64 billion in EOS at $0.80 per coin. Let's just say that EOS didn't react much to this event. Moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about our legal battles, and I want to talk about the person who, the day before the Bitcoin spot ETF was approved, hacked the SEC account and announced the day before that it had been approved. That person was sentenced to 14 months in prison for that act. And from that legal battle, we're going to the most famous legal battle in the cryptocurrency market, that of Ripple and the SEC. The last thing we know is that they're in agreement with each other, and from there was an initial settlement that said Ripple had to pay the SEC $125 million. They agreed that Ripple only had to pay $50 million and that legal battle would be over. However, the judge rejected that particular proposal, saying it was procedurally improper. So in simple terms, we're stuck in red tape. And moving on to the companies that want to buy Bitcoin, we're going to Day Cook, which is a company that's connected to China because it's based in Hong Kong, where we learned that it wants to buy 5,000 BTC over 36 months. Moving on, we'll go to Basel Medical, whose stock fell 15% because the healthcare company announced it wanted to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And that's why, as I said, its stock fell 15%. However, Asia Strategy, the former luxury watchmaker Top Win, rose more than 60% in pre-market trading after announcing a Bitcoin asset management strategy in partnership with Sora Ventures. So those are our companies, and here's the chart of the increase. Continuing, we will go to the latest news of the day, and according to this article, we will see which altcoins the whales bought in the 3rd week of May 2025. And according to this article, the first coin they bought is Onto Finance, and they bought 2.63 million tokens of this coin. Continuing, we will go to the second, which is Render, and it seems that they bought 250,000 tokens of this particular coin. And for the end, it seems that it is Optimace, which recorded a 140% increase in the share of the whales. Finally, we will go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, where Bitcoin is simply at $103,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is May 17th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.